Brilliant. Right. Has everybody enjoyed the cold weather that we've had?
No.
No.
It's the colossal amount of rain we're getting. That's horrific.
Yeah, we had those.
Next week.
Yeah, I mean, it's been we had -8s, but it was prolonged for quite a while, and I lost a lot of plants actually. Really disappointed. I planted some new bulbs, and they've gone. I also grow. I think I've shown you my purple potatoes before.
Oh, yeah.
They all
Yes.
turned to mush. Look what's happened to them.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Mine went mushy. It's the
Yeah,
frost.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, they've all turned to mush, which is a huge shame. Especially after putting all that effort in and storing them properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, the temperature must have dropped in the shed far too far, and they're really stuffered. So anyway, lesson learned. Right then, welcome everybody. I'm just going to mute you all, but you can still unmute yourself for the time being. But obviously when Doug starts, then I'll mute you properly. So welcome to our first talk of 2023. And I'm delighted to say we've got Doug with us. We have had Doug give us a talk before, and I'm sure if you've been coming to our meetings regularly, you'll know Doug's one of my favourites. He's an expert on BBC Humberside, so I've been listening to him every week, and I will show you how to download that later if anybody's interested, because you can get it from the BBC Sounds app. And today's talk is on 10 brand new must-have plants that you should hopefully have available in the garden centres later this year. Now, the only downside is this is going to affect your bank balance.
It's being recorded anyway.
We're all going to want to purchase these plants. So, unfortunately, I think Doug is going to be responsible for some of the cost of living crisis this year.
There's another one you can have one each.
Right. So. Okay, so for those who come here regularly, you'll know I like to start off with a quiz question. So,
Yeah, I know we know.
oh, sorry, Peter, I can hear you a little bit. I can hear you chatting away. Right, so can anybody tell me what plant we get berberine from? The plant that I'm thinking of, I mentioned there's a few that you can get it from. The one I'm thinking of has yellow flowers and has lovely, beautifully scented perfume. Could anybody guess? You can use the chat box, by the way, and you can put the answers in there. Let's see who gets that. And question 2, while you're having to think about that, can anybody identify these tender shoots? I hope you noticed the pun there. Can anybody identify that? Any ideas? You can use the chat box if you want to. I'll give you a couple of minutes before I give the answer. Right then, so today's talk will be recorded. It will be available for members only afterwards. Doug has very kindly provided us a plant list that will be available at the end of the talk. It has got a little bit more than the 10 plants Doug's planning to talk about. And so what you can do is, I'm trying this for the first time, if you send an email to the Tender Shoots email address only after 8:30, it should automatically send you back the plant list. So it's a new technique. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it works. But you can only do it after 8:30, otherwise it won't work. So just send an email to us, and then it'll reply back to you with the plant list, so you can get it at the end of the talk. If you've got questions, obviously use the chat box, or at the end we can unmute you and you can ask the question yourself. And then if anybody wants to stay behind at the end, I'll open up the breakout rooms for people to stay behind and have a chat. Oh wow. We've got some answers. Excellent. Oh, we've got some good, yep, good answers. So the most common one that it comes from is Mahonia, Oregon grape. Now, the gardening expert that I heard mention this said it was in the berries, but information online says it's from the root. But apparently the berries are edible as well. So maybe give that a go. Now, has anybody got answers for this one?
The hosta.
Sorry, say that again.
Hosta.
Nope. Somebody said possibly Clivias, Agapanthus.
Iris.
No. Doug, do you know the answer? Doug probably knows, doesn't he?
Well, no, I was.
Clivia.
No.
I was
Right.
going by the foliage behind and wondered Agapanthus. But there's what you've really done.
Muris.
Look at that. You've got the plant label behind, so you're just teasing us there.
Yes, Eremuris foxtail. Now, if you don't know what Eremuris is and foxtail lilies, there's a picture for you.
Yeah, that's a Zibelinus.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Well, that's a Zibelinus hybrids, yeah.
Right, so that's the fun bit done with. Right, so by the way, we've got people coming along to these talks from everywhere. So if you are joining us today and you're from, across the country, just drop in the chat box where you're from. You're very welcome. I thought I'd just give a quick background as to what Tender Shoots is, because we probably have got quite a few new people here today. So I set up a little garden club in our village, and sod's law, it was just before COVID. COVID happened, so we couldn't meet. So then we decided to do Zoom, like a lot of clubs, but because I'm a bit of a beginner, I didn't want to do it on my own. So I got in touch with other clubs to see if we could do it jointly. And that's what we've done. So we've got a whole network of clubs around the country who work together to put these Zoom talks on. So today's talk, for instance, has been arranged by the Stone and Chrysanthemum Daily Society. So each of the clubs will contribute to the programme for the year. We also have a monthly networking meeting on the first Wednesday of every month. So anybody's welcome to come along to that. It'd be great to see you. And it's a good way for clubs to be able to share information and tips with one another. For those who are members of clubs, of the affiliated clubs, and who are individual donating members, we've got a trip to the Dorothy Clive Gardens on the 4th of September, which is a Monday this year. It is free entry for our members. I'm hoping to get a few more of these throughout the year, so just keep an eye on the website or join the mailing list. If you're not an affiliated club yet, why not consider becoming one? The information is on the website. Just have a look at that. And if you're not on the event reminder service mail list, then join that on the homepage. And if you haven't made a donation, then it'd be great if you could consider making a donation. There is a link on the website as well. The talks are open to anybody to come along to attend, and it just works on donations, basically, just to cover our costs. The other thing you can help out with is if you want to let your friends know about Tender Shoots and how to get involved, there is this A4 document on the website. So you can print this off double-sided and then just cut these to size and just keep it in your wallet or purse, and then you can just hand it to your friends, and it's got all the information on there and the Zoom code. Right, that's my intro over. So I'm just going to introduce Doug now. So for those who don't know, Doug, he's got a really wide variety of experience. He's actually worked as a lecturer in cucumber and tomato production, a pumpkin grower, plants propagator, interior landscaper and designer. And he's had 2 decades working in colleges as the head of horticulture. And now, more recently, he's been working as a horticultural consultant and trainer and speaker as well to garden clubs. So I have put his website at the bottom of the plant list. So if you want to book him for your own clubs, then that's where the information is. And he's also a co-presenter on BBC Radio Humberside. So if you haven't listened to him yet, get onto the BBC Sounds app and look for Lizzie Rose. It's on a Sunday morning. The show actually starts at 6, but Doug comes on, I think, at 8 o'clock. So make sure you download that and have a listen to him. It is a really good program. Right, folks, I'm going to lovely welcome and round of applause.
Right, so hopefully you can all hear